And then paying for college. So let's say the student has decided on a college, they have their first choice. You as a family have talked about it and you think you can afford it, but you've done these calculations and it appears that you have a balance due of $20,000. How are you going to pay that? How do families pay that? So I'm going to just show one example of how one family may choose to come up with that $20,000. And I'll also share that I work with tens of thousands of families each year. Every family does this a little bit differently, but most families that, especially those that have multiple children that they're sending to college, usually piece this together in a variety of different ways each year. So this one family in the example is going to look at past income. Do they have any savings they can put to this amount? And this family does. The student has had jobs over the last couple of summers, and the student has $1,000 of savings to put toward college. And the parent in this example has a 529 account for this student. So they're going to decide to use $4,000 of that to pay for college this year. And then out of present income, this family, maybe I always like to use this example. Maybe they just finished a car payment and they have no more car payment on one of the cars in the family. So they have an extra $500 in their budget per month. And so this family is going to say, I'm going to join the monthly payment plan at the college, and I'm going to pay $500 for 10 months. And that's what I'm going to choose to do. Every college has a monthly payment plan where you can choose to spread out the cost, and it's not a loan. Sometimes costs a fee, but that allows you to pay a little bit as you go. And lastly, this family says, well, we still don't have enough. We're going to borrow an education loan of $10,000. And that's how this family is going to come up with the $20,000. I'll say, what is this loan? This loan is over and above the federal student loans that you saw in the aid offer. So this would be a loan that is either in the parent's name, like the federal Parent Plus loan, or it could be a loan that is in the student and the parent's name, like a MEFA loan. Or it could be a loan that the student takes and the parent is a co-signer. And maybe your bank has a loan like that, or the college recommends some other lenders that have loans like that. So you would want to research and take the best loan for you and your family. And that's what this is. So this, again, is a time for important kitchen table conversations. So make sure you know what the cost is to you for all of these different colleges where your student has been admitted. Also, a good question is, could your students start at a community college and save significant money? Because that is definitely true. And I'm going to talk about a program called Mass Transfer here in Massachusetts. You want to consider the number of students that you're going to be sending to college. So that has to factor in. And students should really think about, do they have an idea of what program they're going to go through? Do they have an idea of what their career might be, what their job might be? Many won't. But if a student does, then that's something to factor in as well. Is the student thinking, I'm going to need to go to graduate school? Then I want to factor that in when I'm thinking about how much debt I might take on. And one thing also, as you saw, the family put together that plan for the year, but it's good to think about for 2 years or 4 years or however long the program is. And this is just to show you that Massachusetts state aid is available, and students access that by completing the FAFSA. So just know that. And the first time a student completes the FAFSA, you'll receive an email from the Office of Student Financial Assistance in Massachusetts, and you can log into the MassAid portal and create an account so you can keep on top of your Massachusetts financial aid. And 2 programs I want you to be aware of. One is called Mass Transfer, And that's the program here in Massachusetts where a student can start at a community college and then transfer to a 4-year institution. And it can be much more affordable because there are benefits like guaranteed credit transfer, tuition credits, freezes on tuition. So um, look into mass.edu/mass transfer to just research that program. And another one called Tuition Break from the New England Board of Higher Education. And that's if a student wants to go to certain programs at public institutions in other New England states, make the student eligible for being able to pay in-state Massachusetts tuition at that out-of-state school. So there is a long list of programs that you can review, and if the student is interested in any of those, then Tuition Break might be a program to take advantage of.